A 50-yard pass cuts across the pitch at 70 miles per hour, trapped in a fraction of a second by a sprinting striker. Human biology simply cannot keep up with this sequence. At professional game speeds, the human eye is incapable of accurately resolving a 10-centimeter positional advantage in real time. For years, football tried to solve this with human video review. That led to agonizing, momentum-killing delays, and forced players to continue competing in highly physical, dangerous passages of play, while linesmen waited for permission to raise their flags. For the 2026 World Cup, FIFA bypassed flawed human perception entirely, installing an omnipresent, invisible digital infrastructure across all tournament stadiums. The authority for objective boundaries on the pitch has migrated from the human referee to the internal logic of the algorithm officials call the ghost referee. The core challenge of an offside call is time. Officials must prove the exact isolated millisecond a pass actually leaves a player's foot. The 2022 World Cup ball attempted this by suspending a tracking chip in its dead center. During heavy strikes, that central placement made the sensor vulnerable to extreme microvibrations, degrading the quality of the data. This 3D cross-section of the 2026 Trionda ball reveals the engineering solution. Woven directly into one side of its four-panel structure is a 14-gram inertial measurement unit, or IMU, a sensor designed to measure spatial acceleration and rotation at 500 times per second. Sticking heavy hardware onto one side of a sphere would normally cause it to wobble erratically in flight. To prevent this, engineers embedded precise tungsten counterweights into the remaining three panels, restoring the ball's center of gravity. Because it relies on inductive wireless charging before kickoff, the sensor slumbers in a low power state. It only wakes up when it registers a high G impact, immediately broadcasting its exact spatial coordinates. The football itself now generates the timestamp for physical contact. The visual guesswork of relying on a blurry camera frame is replaced by high-frequency data. Knowing the exact millisecond of a pass solves nothing if you don't know exactly where the players are. This requires scaling the tracking network to the size of the stadium. A live optical network of 16 dedicated cameras surrounds the pitch, calculating 29 specific skeletal points on every single player, 50 times a second. But generic stick figure tracking falls apart when you are measuring 10-centimeter margins. The system needs to know exactly how long a specific striker's leg is, or how far their shoulder protrudes. This rendering demonstrates the data preparation required to solve that. Before the tournament began, all 1,248 players were 3D scanned to build sub-centimeter digital twin avatars. During a match, the live skeletal data from the stadium cameras puppets these exact 3D models in real time. Because the system knows the physical dimensions of the players, it can track them even when they are clustered together in a chaotic penalty box. This parallel digital reality tracks the precise location of a striker's toe at any given fraction of a second, operating entirely independently of human eyesight. Historically, all of this spatial data had to be routed through a secluded video room, where human officials manually scrubbed through footage to validate lines. This graphic shows how advanced semi-automated offsite technology, advanced SAOT, removes that bottleneck. A cloud algorithm instantly fuses the 500 Hz ball timestamp with the 50 Hz digital twin spatial map. At that exact collision point, the algorithm generates an intersecting 3D offside line, detecting violations as small as 10 centimeters in milliseconds. For clear violations, the automation executes its final step, bypassing the video room entirely and firing an automated audio alert directly into the assistant referee's earpiece on the touchline. The traditional review delay is gone. Human officials on the pitch have effectively been reduced to immediate physical messengers for a cloud server's ruling. The primary function of the system is to strip the ambiguity from objective boundaries like offsides, goal lines, and ball contacts. Within seconds, broadcasters can push the 3D avatar renderings straight to live television, delivering the system's proof directly to the fans. But the human element does linger. Despite all the algorithmic precision, referees are still entirely responsible for subjective human judgment. A machine cannot determine malicious intent in a tackle, or whether an offside player is actively interfering with the goalkeeper's line of sight. This leaves the sport with a lingering philosophical question. In the pursuit of eradicating human error, has football protected its competitive purity or surrendered its soul to a machine? Whether fans welcome the precision or mourn the human error, the authority on the lines is no longer bound by biological limits. It is governed by an invisible digital architecture.